there is a real power in fear. And the real power in fear is that it gets you to act, right? Fear drives your behavior all the time. So it's an extremely powerful force, which is why we say instead of being fear-based, if you're consciousness-based, and you're allowing consciousness to take that spot that fear is taking, where it's pushing you, you can really empower yourself. Really empower yourself. And again, it's all the things we've talked about. So this is a great way to talk about it. It gives you that opportunity. Gives you that opportunity to say, I could be fearful here, and I'm going to be conscious instead. That's why we called our very first book The Choice for Consciousness, because you have to make a choice into, and then you choose and choose again to continue on the path of consciousness rather than default to familiar suffering and habitual response and hamster wheel thinking and the whole repetition of that bar that we've talked about. You choose out of that and you choose into a conscious experience with your fears. Can't get away from fear, but you can have a completely different relationship to it, which eventually might feel like having gotten away from fear. We're not saying that you're going to be as fearful as you are now forever. You will not be. But will you ever not have fear? Probably not. But you will have much smaller reactions to your fear, and it will fuel that consciousness journey rather than be the distraction from it. You're going to feel fear, so get on with your life, was what we would say. You're going to feel fear. And it's not so much, feel the fear and do it anyway is kind of that courageous thing, right? I'm going to be courageous in this moment.
Great.
Whereas for us, as a life mantra kind of a thing, it's, yes, I'm going to be fearful. It's powerful and really important to accept what is. I am experiencing fear, and I get to make some choices about how I'm going to interact with this fear. It's probably a great thing to leave you with is, how are you going to interact with your fear? And fear will make you feel disempowered if you let it. And fear can also be the driving force behind extreme empowerment if you allow it. It's that choosing to say, this action into this anxiety, worry place is so familiar, I can do it with my eyes closed. However, it doesn't give me an enjoyable life. I'm ready to have a different life. How can I have a different life? When I interact with my fears, I can have a different reaction. You can. We've given you lots of ways today. Lots of ways to have a different reaction to the fear that you're going to have. Don't fall for the idea that you shouldn't have fear and something's wrong with you. And if you feel it, it's as valid as anything. Right? We have this idea that it's called the math problem. And if we asked you what 9,457,652.5 times 368,852.7 is, you wouldn't take the first answer that comes to your head. Right? Not if anything mattered about it. Yet, you'll take the first emotion that floats by and grab a hold of it as if it was a gift that you would never give up. And typically that's a fear. And you say, it's here, so it must be real. And the truth of the matter is, it's here, so your interaction with it is a choice. Make the choice for consciousness, have a different relationship with your fears, and do it again, and again, and again.